Hey everybody, Robert Dunt, founder of ArtTop10.com, and here I am today in Islington in London outside the Business Design Centre, and just about to go around London Art Fair 2018. So here we are inside London Art Fair 2018. If you haven't been before, I always like the London Art Fair. I think it's quite good. It's not like as huge as Frieze. You can see a bit more. You've got probably what would be called like mid-tier galleries as opposed to mega upper-tier galleries. You haven't got like Gagosian or White Cube, but you've got loads of other stuff. I always like a good sort of collection of like modernist works and some more contemporary stuff. But yeah, let's have a look around. You can see, it's got a big space. This Islington Design Centre. You've got more sort of established galleries on this sort of this lower tier here, and then a mid tier, and then probably less, I suppose you would say, established galleries higher up. Anyway, let's have a look around and see what we can see. Christopher Kingset Fine Art. Oh look, that's a lovely Victor Pasmore you've got here. Look at that, really nice traditional sort of, really good classic traditional painting, pub interior. In fact, this is what I actually love about London Art Fair. You get to see these just sort of pretty decent things from like that modernist time. Nice Henry Moore here, Two Women Bathing a Child. John Piper. I kind of think of the London Art Family, because if you had the money you would be coming here to buy them, but I kind of think of it as like a Patrick Proctor RA, Jimi Hendrix. It's a bit like going to a gallery and wandering around, seeing what you can find. We've got over here, that looks like a I can't think of the name. Oh, around here, you see, this is the thing I always quite like. You've got quite a lot of these more classic modernist sort of, I suppose very much British modernist kind of things. So it's not a Ben Nicholson, that's an Adrian Heath. I don't entirely know who he is. And then you see, look, over here you've got a nice little Ben Nicholson. Lovely thing there, 35,000. And obviously the review is obviously a little bit tinged with the things I like. I actually think that's a felt tip on paper, which is absolutely fantastic. I love it when they do stuff like that, because that's, at the end of his life he was using these more modern materials. I think it's really cool. Got a lovely scratched background to that as usual. There we go, Ben Nicholson, variation on a theme. Really cool, really like that one. Really nice little picture. As it may be done, in 1965, but look, it's still got felt tip. I think it's cool, I think it's very exciting. Right, so I'm having a wander through the sort of a mid-level section at the moment. Always quite enjoy looking through this section of the show. Just interesting to see what you're going to find around here. This is actually the press view, which I haven't actually been to the press view before, so you haven't actually got all the people. It's still quite just a small amount of people at the moment in here, which gives it quite a different atmosphere actually. Oh look, that's nice over there. It's a nice Patrick Heron discovered, and then Ivon Hitchens, another Patrick Heron. And where's this? This is, which gallery is this? This is Paisley Gallery. Now, I would assume that's a Patrick Heron, but I can't see his name anywhere here. Oh, that's it there, it's back to front. Yeah, it is a Patrick Heron. But, fantastic painting. I love these Patrick Herons, especially these gouache paintings. They've just got that sort of crazy fluidity. They didn't do these when they were young, but they've got a mad, splashy, oozy colouring to them. It's really good painting actually. Just move in a little closer. You can see that nice sort of explosion of colour through there, these bits bursting out. Look at that lovely, lovely colours from those gouaches. You've got a nice Ivon Hitchens. It's quite sort of abstract, that one. Foliage blue and yellow it's called, but it's more abstract than some. I wouldn't say you can easily see the foliage, but you've got a lovely sense of real painting there. I mean, look at that paint. You can see that paint being moved on and moved around. You've got that lovely brown over that violet bit there. And over here you've got these more sort of earthy colours, some sort of smeared, some sort of fluffed on. Always love the way they do that. And you got another Patrick Heron here, another gouache actually, but look, you can see it's quite different, that one. That one's more painted on, not quite so explosive as the other one. But cracking things, that's, as I keep saying, what I like about London Art Fair. You get to see these cracking pictures by people. So this is Paisley Gallery, so I enjoyed that. Let's see what happens if we go on around here. Oh, now that's funny, because that is a painting by that guy, Grayson Perry, of course. Now, bizarrely enough, I was teaching in an art class the other week, and somebody actually brought this picture along and wanted to copy it. And they really liked the blue horse, the coloured people, all the different things. And so he did a sort of his own weird picture of this, because this is actually a, what is it? It's called an embroidery. So it's actually an embroidery. Yeah, it's cool to actually see it in real life. And where are we? This would appear to be, which gallery? Castle Gate House Gallery. That's what we would appear to be at. Oh yeah, more Castle Gate House Gallery. And we've got quite a lot of different stuff. Ooh, you see, I like this nice little Frank Albark, St Pancras Steps, nice little felt tip picture. Intriguingly enough, there's just a tiny little bit of like white paint in the left-hand side of that, so I drifted off there. I like things with felt tips, with kind of like contemporary felt tip. Frank Albark, again, more of a drawing. Oh wow, look at that. That's a Patrick Heron still life. Absolutely extraordinary. That's quite an early one. Look at that, that is so cool. You go in and as ever, you can see all the lovely things about it. Look at that, all that lovely paint. Look at those lovely brush strokes. All those different little colours put on. This is still quite an early one when he was still into Braque. But look at that, you see he's painted that colour over what was like a violet in the background, and there's quite a lot of swirling, there's masses of, but like a Monet, there's a lot of painting in the background. It's painted over another picture. But look at that, it doesn't look like he spent hours worrying about it. He's painted it up. You could look at it for hours on end, because it is visually very, very lookable at. And visually it's very good, absolutely fantastic. That's the sort of thing you come here to see. Absolutely love that one. Sneak on down here, what else have we got? Richard Fitton, don't know him so well. More of that. Norman Cornish, computer screen, cracking stuff. Really good. Oh, Leon Kossoff, interesting. There we go. Keep on strolling down the other section of this mid-level area. See what else we can find down here. I'll try and find something that's not a Patrick Heron and Ivon Hitchens if I can. It's getting a bit more contemporary. Some photos. Quite interested in photos. Hard to work out why people focus on certain things in them, but interesting. Here's a sort of, this is one of those sort of things you see quite often in Georgia Gallery. Hello.
Come around the corner.
Here we go, it's like a chopped up, here we go, it's like a chopped up photo of, what is it? Somebody with a hand, but it's chopped it up and turned it into a picture of Marilyn Monroe. Always funky, those things. You get close and you see them turn into something different, which is always fun. We're strolling on down here, and we got some Patrick Caulfield, black and white ones. Haven't really seen, well, grey and white and black rather. I haven't really seen ones like that before, so that's quite interesting. And they're past advanced graphics. Obviously, they do a lot of prints in London. And this is Anthony Frost, actually quite nice. That quite like the big blobby paint. I suppose even though that must be a screen print with woodblock. Yeah, there you go. So you've got a bit of something else going on to it at the end. Interesting, you've got a strange one here in a box. Blue separation. The light is not brilliant in here, which is messing up the recording sometimes. Interesting. I mean, I suppose you could say those are like modern day Patrick Herons, but I suppose they seem a bit too organised. I don't know about Patrick Heron. So I'm not criticising them dramatically at all. They're quite lookable at. But I can't help feeling that Patrick Heron had a sort of slightly greater element of chaos to him, even though being some sort of what is now would be a sort of established British artist. Nice giant plastic dog. Always good to see one of those. He got a bit of, quite like a bit of crazy strip painting. That is Frank Fisher, obviously very redolent Ian Davenport. I always quite like these things that mix photography and sort of drawings or different things, because I have a few of those sort of things myself. And let's keep strolling on down here. Might be time to head into one of the upstairs sections. So, just ventured up the stairs into the upper bit of London Art Fair. Down there's that sort of mid-level section where I've been roaming around so far. So let's have a little roam around this upper section. So you've got slightly different things up here. There's loads of little prints up here in this section coming through here. We'll have a wander around, see what different things we can discover as we go through. The upstairs bit's got a different sort of vibe, but it's still interesting. There's always interesting things here. That sort of wooden thing, sort of broken up wooden triangle area. Come around here. The whole thing is still very much getting prepared at the moment. It's interesting, I've got long, because it's about the time now, so it's 12:43 now. They've got about 2 hours before there's a sort of VIP private view, and yes, of course, I've just spotted a few more Patrick Herons. Can't help it. These are the screen prints. Interesting. The smaller one, 4,250, larger one, 5,500. Honestly, love one of these. But, cracking, interesting. They don't have the tightness, the chaos of the others. But I mean, they're that fantastic vibrance of that green and that red. Look at that, I love that. Can't see it very well here, unfortunately, but there's a sort of lighter, cooler pink within the red there, and those different reds. Absolutely stunning. Love it. I mean, look at that. Such a sort of fantastic examination of colour. I'll keep going, see what's around here. I do actually rather like prints, but it's probably because it's an easier way, well, you imagine it would be an easier way to start a collection, should you have enough money to start going for it. And you've got lots of nice different things here. I was like, it's got a little bit of like a Matisse over here. I always like these Matisse drawings. Picasso etchings, cracking stuff. Nice things to think about. To get into a sort of it'd be interesting to have those sort of greats now, I suppose you could say, not a very good description. Interesting to have those in your home, I suppose. There you go, a bit of a Damien Hirst print of butterflies. I don't know how much those are. Quite interesting, but it doesn't actually look. I can't quite tell, it's really strange. It's not quite in focus or something. Something about it that's a bit odd. It's obviously one of his prints. It seems to actually, I can't tell if it's a photo. It just appears to be a photo of one of his pictures. It's quite strange. Go on down here. A few large abstract pieces. One down here. Got a few more, bit more kind of poppy stuff, which is quite fun. I know a few poppy things. Contemporary Collective, I know this lot. Go on down here. Got a few different things here. You've got those big heads that they have quite a lot. I'm actually in the Contemporary Collective on the line. You've got these large sort of black and white pictures, which are what? Indian ink on Chinese mulberry paper mounted on Fabriano cartridge on birch panel, copper leaf and resin coated. It's interesting, it's the resin coating that gives these an interest. They are very much, what would you say? Very much items to buy. Intriguing. And going down here, you've got a few sort of landscapes on aluminium. And on down. That's a sort of very. There's this gallery Artima Paris. This one's come from Paris, which is quite interesting. It's always interesting. There's so many people who actually paint really well. I mean, look at these things. They're painted fantastically. I always wonder what is the question. It's quite difficult. I'm not really sure being, not to criticise those in any way at all, I'm not sure being able to paint does it help to actually painting. It gives you sort of different selection of criteria to have to fight against if you can paint effectively. When we go past a few sort of more grey, black and white pieces, now we're heading back out into this upper section, I think. We're coming through here. Large, sort of, very much sort of, that's actually by Damien Hirst, very much sort of taking bits of Matisse, taking bits of other people. And down here, which is a house from Edinburgh, CPR editions from Bristol. These are some Victor Pasmore's Points of Content. James Kinment Fine Art. Oh, there's another Patrick Heron. See, you got loads of them here. Interesting. And here we've still got some more. I'm not sure if these are prints. I think they are. Oh, these are quite interesting. I suppose I'm always a bit more critical about the contemporary stuff. I don't know if that's because I do it myself or because I don't know, you don't want to be lost on the more contemporary stuff. So now art projects that are coming into what you would call the more contemporary funky section. So sort of bath on fire, like a woman sculpture. This is a bit more meant to be a bit more contemporary, more less traditional, I suppose you would say. Come on down, and it certainly gives a nice added element to the whole exhibition. It gives you a different sense of something else. Quite like these. These sort of dotted hologram ones remind me a bit of like Sigma Polka, especially like this one with a sort of white layering over it. Quite intriguing. Can't quite work out how that's made. Which is always quite fun. And here we've got a bit of a film, just to keep that sort of sense of making the most of what's more contemporary and filming. Can't quite work out if I can get through here or not now. I've got to go back the way we came in. Let's see where we go. Alright, here we go. This is the way I was looking for to head through here. Now let's see what's down here. So this is still, I think, what you would call the more contemporary elements of the show. Let's have a contemporary in Cardiff, Manchester. Quite a lot of different places that have brought things in. This is where I suppose you're really more likely to pick up your, because I suppose you've got two different things here. One of you could be a collector who really just wants to get in on like your Matisse, Picasso prints, or get your Ivon Hitchens originals, so you come here and get something more different. Quite intriguing, these sort of spaceship pictures. Sort of oil and acrylic spaceships, kind of funky. Go around here. Yeah, go around here, looking at, you've got a bit more contemporary vibe. These are different things. Try not to rush around this too fast so you can get a little look at what it is, but I don't want to make the film so long nobody ever watches it. So you've got lots of hardcore paint here. Going on down, Canal, London. Got a bit more. Those interesting pictures there. Cool here, seems to be Berlin. So this is much more contemporary. It's quite interesting, that painting, and in some ways it's probably where you can spend your time. It's interesting. I mean, you could actually probably have a much more interesting time in these sections. In other sections, you've got some sort of hyper-real fantasy pieces, sort of Japanese trees, Peter Burns. Interesting things throughout. Go on here. Got a little bit of. We've got a sort of. I've always been quite fascinated with doing things with pictures of sculptures. It's a big sort of print of bits of sculptures all jumbled up together. This is a sort of like quite a funky, like, what would you say, like a traditional old-fashioned picture with weird intervening bits within it. There's somebody climbing up a wall, somebody drinking Pocari Sweat. This makes me laugh. Pocari Sweat is a great drink from Japan. I love Pocari Sweat. Turp's Gallery, interesting. So these are more, there's a banana. One down here. Still got more contemporary, more different things. It's actually, I'd say this bit up here is it's actually better than it normally is. The bit up here is actually quite good this year. It's actually more interesting than the bit downstairs. Well, I've got my Patrick Heron obsession. We've got more entertaining, curious stuff up here. It's so hard to know which of these things are better or worse, but I think that's the whole point of our top 10. It's not really meant to be about that. It's meant to be about what intrigues you. What would you like? Just what would you like to look at? Not even meant to be that complicated. And art shouldn't be that complicated. Oh, these big things, a big freaky photo of something there. Oh man, these are huge photos. It looks like a tiny piece of paper. You can even see the actual paper in the pictures. Yeah, you could spend a long time looking at the different things here. Going back round this way. It's interesting. A lot of people lined up on a hill together. And then go on down here. Lots more photos. Going past here. got some. That's come from Luanda, this gallery. Quite interesting. Go on down here, and you've got some sort of collaged posters. Some sort of collaged eyeballs. Look at that cat. Look at that cat with an eye on its head. Be afraid. Cat with an eye on its head. What more do you want? Donald Rodney. So this guy, I like the cat with the eye. Black sapphire. Quite funky, these things. Broken up. And going on down here through some other different pieces. And then back to where I started this bit. Right, and then up here you've got what's called Photo 50, like more of a photography section of the whole fair, which is always quite interesting as well. I think there's possibly always some kind of theme each year. Is that resolution is not the point? That may be the theme of this year. It presents multiple histories and narratives and forms of photography by 10 artists and collectives in an expanded field. Oh yeah, so it says photography, but it's sort of, these are sort of more like adjusted, looks like maps put on tops of photographs. Come down here, sometimes this bit is quite cool as well. I'm not quite sure what's happening in that bit, whether it's finished or still going. On down here, you've got some sort of freaky images of guns. Come back here, it's sort of quite striking, these blue sort of resonant ones. And come back down this way. Got some more different photographs. It's a bit difficult, I mean, it's unfortunate to rush through these things so fast. There's traces of nitrate. It's unfortunate to rush through it, but it's difficult without doing a film about every single section. It's, I think, what the theme since the 19th century, photography has existed in and between traditionally defined boundaries, now shifting from a scientific apparatus to a medium of creative expression. I guess that's a basic theme. Interesting, actually. The theme should probably be expressible in like 2 seconds. I just think these works with text in them are quite intriguing. Going down here. I think I've seen some of these before. Go on here. What's down here? Yeah, it's one of those sort of entertaining things. You've got a bowl of sweets, and then in here, what have we got in here? Whoa! Or is there anything in here? Is there anything in here, or am I just dreaming? Maybe there's not meant to be anything in there. We're just wandering around the back of a red curtain, wondering if we're going to make it back out the other side. Freaky. Maybe there is something in there. Maybe there isn't. Anyway. Entertaining. A bit of a look for wandering around there. Maybe I wasn't meant to wander around it. Anyway, that's always the fun of doing these things. So, let's keep strolling on. I think we've got sort of one more section to do, which is the top section out of this more contemporary bit. This contemporary bit's actually really good though. Actually worth visiting, worth taking a bit more care over looking at. It's an interesting thing about contemporary art. It's really hard to know what to focus on, but I guess that is the lovely thing of Art Top 10, is focus on what you really like. And that's the whole point of doing these reviews, not so much to try and get everybody a bit more interested and get myself a bit more integrated. Right, anyway, let's keep strolling. Okay, so strolling on down here, got to have a quick shot of the cafe. Very important to see what the cafe's like at the art fair, isn't it? It's a cracking shot of the whole place though. Gives you a good sense of what it's like. We're quite agoraphobic here. Well, I'll start screaming. So, let's stroll on through the cafe. Obviously one of the top spots to go to. Do you know a guy who just does art reviews based on the drinks they serve at private views, which is a slightly surreal but possibly not. It adds a slight bizarre humour to the whole thing, doesn't it? Right, let's keep going. What have we got down here? So this is the other bit around the top, the flip side, the one we were at a minute ago. Here you got a place from Bangkok here. I seem to have places from more places around the world than I've noticed from before, which is intriguing. Oh, look, these must be like, they must be made out of like wood or pieces of paper. You always get a lot of these sort of clever things. Intriguing, you get them both here and both at things like Frieze London and Art Basel. Probably just more expensive at Art Basel. Wandering on down here. Oops, sorry. This is more different things. More pictures, photographs, Arkham. Paisley Gallery, London, much more traditional sort of painting. I wonder if galleries like this are finding it harder to do what they normally do these days. Here's a painting by Fred Koenig. I think Fred Koenig is actually quite, well, I interviewed him years ago, and I think he's actually a really good painter. And he's got his own style, own colours. Obviously it's not going to be regarded as not going to be given any uber contemporary thing, as he's, I suppose you could say he's not contemporary, but I think he's a brilliant artist. Well, a brilliant painter, let's say. It's got a really nice use of colour. Always good use of colour. Interesting. It's funny, there's something like Fred Koenig like that, you feel a little bit sort of, despite having a lot of integrity, doing what he's done, get a bit overlooked these days because you've got a sort of contemporary art taking over. It's a shame you can't have a bit of a coexistence between people like him and contemporary art, and everybody can live a bit more in harmony. Otherwise you miss the good things of these other people, which I think is a shame. Keep strolling on down here. See what else we've got. Just give you a sense of the different things that are up here. If I'm going too fast or anything, please tell me next time and improve upon the way we film it. But there's so much to see. I'm just trying to give you a sense of what there is, basically. There you go. This is Edgar Modern from Bath. Still going on. Keep going on. Quite sort of more traditional painting here. Interesting to see these different things. This one is, and that's light here. Henrietta Dewberry, the grass is greener. That's a bit like Peter Blake, that one. There's an element of sort of, right, you've got to be able to take the ideas from somewhere, haven't you? Down here, got a few different things. Way down here, a few more things. Big picture of the Thames. Extraordinary painting of cups and saucers, look at that. Right, and that's the end of this top bit. We're back round to here. A little bit more of a stroll around the place. You can see some of the Charlie Smith London. Around here you've got a few other things. And then you've got it's quite cool at the but quite funky little paintings here by Johnny Green. They're cool. Charlie Smith London, and these are really cool, these little pictures. I'm going to try and put some actual JPEGs up because you can't really see them properly because the lights are doing something freaky, but they're really nice, sort of funky little Oh, nice, brightly coloured and fun. They really, pick your eye up from across the room. A few more exciting things here, as usual. We'll keep on wandering down through the exhibition, and we've got some sort of different things there. A big blue and white square. Still going on. Down there you got the other part of the thing. This is one of those paintings by art critic guy Matthew Collins. Kind of like a bit more wild and craziness to it, but it's got a sort of nice painty thing of the colours coming out, but a bit of madness might be fun. That actually looks like it. Has that got masking tape in it or not? I can't really tell. Intriguing. But a little bit further back on that. Just can't help liking this picture of this dog. It's just really sweet with its little ears up. Anyway, there we go. Quite interesting prunella clough here. I haven't seen one like that before. And then round the corner, got even more lovely little Victor Pasmore. You can't really get all the... Oh, there you go, that's better. Get a sense of the colours. Look at those big slabs of green at the bottom. They're really cool. Look at that, what an amazing painting. And a red umber background. That's really cool, that picture. Quite fascinating. A little bit of Ivon Hitchens as you wander by. Fascinating. Yeah, Crane Cowman Gallery, London. Sorry if I've missed out some of the galleries and some of these. Quite interesting. Winifred Nicholson, Ben Nicholson's first wife. Another Winifred Nicholson. It's an interesting little Graham Sutherland hidden down here in the corner. In the distance, it looks a bit like a Matisse, which is quite freaky, quite intriguing to see those things. Head over here is going to take you into a bit more. That's a Victor Pasmore. More of the abstract style thing. What's it actually on? Oil and gravure on board. Yeah, weird board though. Quite a chunky, old kind of board. I wonder who that one is over here. This is by Joe Tilson. Nice. Banged together those three bits. A nice William Scott drawing down there as well. So a bit of a stroll through these ones on the sort of lower ground floor as you enter. A bit more contemporary sort of stuff down here. With these sort of half billboards, half faces, sort of painting, more contemporary vibe on these pieces of work, which is different to the other bits. And then coming through here, still looking at Cynthia Corbett Gallery, based in Wimbledon. We've got a few more these sort of contemporary bits that have been ushered into the ground section here. And I think meant to be, I think, of the sort of upper end of the contemporary bits, maybe not. I'm not entirely sure, but it's intriguing, these different things down here. And through here, still got a bit more, a few giant things on a wall, shiny faced people and those other things. London, Barcelona, so quite intriguing. Impact, some large pictures. It's really difficult to say what work is arty and what things are to go on the wall in a house or sort of wall furniture like. It's a difficult one to work it out. As ever, really enjoyed wandering around the art fair. Intriguing day. Now I've finished it, I'm thinking to myself, it'd been interesting to have gone around with slightly different criteria, looking at what is sort of wall furniture, what's put up just to sell, to fill a house, and what is actually art. Because there's a weird split of that stuff here. Some of these things are art and some of these things are just stuff to put in your house as wall furniture, but fascinating. Anyway, wish I'd looked at it a bit more critically under that eye, but other than that, always a fascinating fair, definitely worth going to. Please like, subscribe, etc. It makes a big difference. And cheerio, see you soon. Bye bye.
Bumbuckler.